Then at the end of the first round, you saw Jihaad Campbell get picked up. He's another guy that, obviously an elite first round talent. He's somebody that, again, positional value, I think, was something that maybe hurt his position. Jihaad Campbell, in my opinion, is a first half of the first half guy, but he goes at the second half of the first round to the Eagles, pick 31, next to last before the end of the first round. Big reason for this because Jihaad Campbell, is an off-ball linebacker. Off-ball linebackers, again, in the NFL are not seen as much of a priority as some other positions on the defense. When you look at both guys, that we've talked about from Alabama, both Tyler Booker and Jihaad Campbell are elite at their positions, right? Surefire first rounders. However, the position that they play compared to what the NFL is so concerned about is something that you really were a little worried about coming into the draft this season. Obviously, Alabama's record of 17 straight drafts with a first round pick was on the line. Alabama was able to get that record continued on with Jihaad Campbell. Jihaad Campbell, has 184 career tackles. He started 21 games for Alabama. He had 15 and a half tackles for loss, five and a half sacks. Most of that was in his junior season. He did have 117 tackles, which is good enough for fifth in the SEC, eighth in Alabama's single season record, from New Jersey. So a guy, very used to playing up in the upper Northeast. A very, very good linebacker. He really is somebody that, again, came on really well in his sophomore and then had the huge breakout junior season. Really glad to see Jihaad Campbell play so well. When you look at what the Eagles, what they're kind of known for, the Eagles have, picked a ton of Alabama players, a ton of Georgia players. And it really, he kind of fits that mold, a guy that is elite at his position. And even though he may not be seen as the absolute perfect positional guy, and when I mean that is he's not a defensive back, he's not a wide receiver, he's not a defensive end, he's not the positions that the NFL seems to care a little bit more about. He's still very elite at the position that he does. And when you're a team like the Philadelphia Eagles coming off of a Super Bowl win, you're able to go for a guy who's just elite at his position. You don't have to go for the one that potentially, may be better overall from a skill standpoint, at a skill position. Jihaad Campbell really fits that role, and I think he's going to go really, really well for the Eagles. It's kind of a rich get richer scenario. I think that if it's not for the shoulder injury, if it's not for the position that he played, I think that Jihaad Campbell goes even earlier. Like I said, obviously very elite at what he does. I just was concerned that the NFL was not as concerned about what he did, if that makes sense. Him being an off-ball linebacker was something that I was a little concerned about. Obviously, very happy for him to become a first rounder, especially with the shoulder injury. That was something that also was worrying some other Alabama fans and pundits alike. But obviously, great to see Jihaad Campbell get the pick to go to the Eagles. They got a really good one. Again, another guy that I think the Eagles fans are going to absolutely love. He's been a stalwart in Alabama and a very, very good player.